This is about 10 or 15,000 bees
I hear them.
in a cage that they're buzzing, and we're going to put them in a hive today. This is called hiving a package. Even if you're not a beekeeper, you might find this interesting, so stick around. All right, here we go.
I have to stick around too?
Yeah, well, you're running the camera.
Make, fix, grow, cook. GardenFork.
So we're on a rooftop in Brooklyn. If you've seen any of our other videos about urban beekeeping, this is a wooden stand we have with a screened bottom board. It has a screen for varroa mites to fall out of and for some summer ventilation with a cover that slides in and out. And I'm going to slide the cover in because it's still fairly cool. It's April 1st. And also because this is a starting hive, we don't want them to chill either. So this is an entrance reducer. You'll see when the super comes, it'll sit right here, be all nice. This is called a slatted rack. It's like a spacer between your bottom board and your supers. I use them. I think it gives them a little more space in the summer when it's really hot and the hive is out overpopulated. And in the winter, it gives them a little space from the cold. I can't swear that they work, but I think they do, so I use them.
So
and
they do.
They're all at $8. So this goes on. And then I have one medium super. I use mediums for brood supers. These frames are from a hive that died over the winter. If you're new to beekeeping, you're going to have frames that just have foundation on them. But what I have here, and we're lucky to have this, so I've got drawn comb, I've got some honey in here.
Just makes it easier for them, right?
Yeah, and then we have at the end, honey.
Dessert.
Some pollen. They'll fill this in with brood and pollen. It'll be really nice. We have a video out that I just did the other day about taking apart a dead hive, and that's this hive that I took apart. So this is called a frame feeder. This is the first time I'm going to be using this, but I've used so many different feeders and been disappointed with most of them. There is a top feeder I really like. I have a video about that. But what this does is this takes the space of 2 frames in your super. You pour honey into here, and then this goes in, and the bees go down here, take up the honey, and go to the other frames and fill it with honey. So this is like it's a netting, it's a plastic netting, so it's easy for them to travel down, get the syrup, come back up, and then they come out and they go to the other frames. So when this is all together, our frame feeder is going to sit right in here like that. To get the bees into this super, I'm going to remove the middle frames. We're going to drop the bees in and then slowly put these frames back in, close up the hive, and we leave them alone for like a week.
Hard to do.
You can come out and watch them, just leave them alone.
Okay.
So this is a package of bees. We went and picked these up. Do not have bees shipped by mail or FedEx. Anyway, don't ever ship bees, okay? It's a horrible thing. You can ship queens overnight if you want, but a package of bees, it's not a good thing. What we're going to do is we're going to open this up. This is a plastic package. Sometimes they come in a wooden box. We're going to take this sugar can out. We're going to take the queen cage out. Then we're going to open this front and we're going to put the bees in here. First I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the bees with a sugar solution, the 1-to-1 sugar syrup, with a little bit of the essential oil. They're going to be busy cleaning themselves off of sugar syrup, and then they will stay in the hive rather than flying around going, what's going on, what's going on? That's my bee imitation. So, sugar solution, brand new container. Don't use an old soap or Windex spray bottle. Go buy a new bottle, okay?
Did the sound change in there?
Yeah. You can put gloves on. I just don't think they're really necessary. Right now, the bees aren't very aggressive, so I'm glove free, okay? So from this point on, you can't really stop, all right? This jar sometimes gets stuck because they've got comb on it. So there's little holes here, they're eating some of the syrup. This little metal tang holds the queen cage, and we slide that over. Your queen is in there. Hello, queen.
She is? You see her?
I don't see her.
They're taking extra good care of her.
Right.
They need her.
There are all your bees.
Count the. Wow. Are you shaking the box? Alright, next.
So there's different theories about how to get the rest of these bees out of here. You can just basically bonk them, which is what I'm going to do. You want a surface that doesn't have bees on it, and you're going to give them a hard kind of wrap, and they're not going to like this.
Better.
So the rest of these, we're going to put this in front of the hive. They'll come out and fly into the hive once they smell the queen. There's your queen right there. And this has a solid end and a cork end. Read the instructions that come with your package as to what to do with this, but we're going to put a marshmallow in here. We're going to switch this out with a marshmallow.
You'll explain why.
Your finger goes over that. And then the marshmallow goes in. And then I'll tear the marshmallow off.
Doesn't look like it's in enough. Wow.
The queen is still in there, and she's still alive. I didn't crush the queen. That's a very dark queen. That's beautiful.
Is she marked?
She is not marked, unfortunately. But if you notice, this whole time, I'm holding the queen cage over the hive. Because if the queen got out, or you dropped this, it falls into the hive, which is where you want the queen in the first place. Notice I got bees crawling all over me. I'm not being stung. They're very gentle right now. There's no honey in the hive. They're just getting acclimated to a new hive. So now we're going to put her in here, and depending on who you ask, how you hang this in the hive is a point of contention. I like to put them sideways like this,
Okay.
but then some people will hang them like this. So it just depends. Really just depends. This bee here is fanning a come here pheromone to tell people that this is where they should, the other workers, this is their hive. So they're fanning a come here pheromone. That's a good sign.
Already, huh?
So now I'm going to drop in our other frames, and we do this really carefully.
So that you don't crush it honey.
Right. That's another advantage of the slatted rack underneath this super. It's more space that they can go into. So this hive is pretty tight. We want to put the queen in between two of these frames. And with that sugar feeder in there, it makes it a little crowded. So I'm just going to gently press these frames open. And I'm going to put her inside here. So I'm going to place the queen between these two frames. And the comb will hold this in place. So I've got the queen cage wedged between those two frames, and then I push this down in. Like that.
And then we wait.
So the comb, the honeycomb, is so sticky it'll hold it in there. People have a lot of different ways to do it. I'm just an amateur beekeeper. This is how I do it. Again, I learned from you, so let me know. But this is really great. We've got the package in here. They're happy with the sugar feeder. The queen is in there. Now we're just going to put the cover on, and we're good to go. You're going to have leftover syrup in here. Pour that into your sugar feeder.
If there are no bees in there.
Looks like a little tiny hive now, but that's what you want. You want just one super, allowing them to get acclimated, start building up their brood, and then they're good to go.
You want to make sure your bees stay on the roof.
If you're out in the country, maybe you could put a rock on top. I like to strap mine because wind will blow a hive off. You know, stuff happens, believe me. We have another video about it where one of these hives got blown over up in the country, and I'll show you how a strap saved that hive. So then there's still a couple of wrangler bees. There's still some bees in here. I'm going to put this right in front of the entrance so they can come up and fly in here. If you guys have some suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comments or questions. Floating right here should be some other videos as well. And I just got stung. Okay. That's beekeeping. Make it a great day. I'll see you later.
That was the